The Intrepid was launched on April 26, 1943 by Newport News Shipbuilding and Dry Dock Company and was commissioned on August 16th.
On October 24th, planes from the Intrepid and Cabot took part in a day-long battle where U.S. planes attacked massive Japanese battleships. They sunk the Musashi ship that had 18-inch guns and damaged her sister ships, such as the Nasato, Hiram, and Mayako. On November 25, 1944, the Intrepid was attacked by a large aerial force and was struck by two kamikazes. Damage control was able to stop the ship from burning, but the next day she had to set sail for San Francisco, arriving there on December 20th. In mid-February, she was back and ready in fighting condition. By March 13, 1945, the Intrepid was engaged in a battle against an anchored fleet of Japanese ships at Kourou, where 18 enemy vessels were destroyed. The carriers then turned their attention towards Okinawa, where they bombarded the island just before the Marines landed. In August, she set sail for Enowotok, where she received word on August 15th to cease all offensive operations.
Here's the mess deck. The average dinner required 3.5 tons of food to feed the Intrepid's crew.
Here we have the communications and navigation room.
These electronics allowed the Intrepid to travel through any conditions.
Here's what an officer's cabin looks like on the U.S.S. Intrepid. This Israeli-built all-weather multi-role combat aircraft is used by the United States Navy. The MiG-21 is a supersonic jet fighter used by the USSR from 1959 to the 1990s. The MiG-17 was made in the USSR in the year 1952. The A-12 Blackbird was used as a spy plane in 1963.
The F-16 Fighting Falcon is a dogfighter with numerous innovations, including a frameless bubble canopy for better visibility and a side-mounted control stick to ease control while under high G-forces. The F-3H Demon was a carrier-based fighter used by the United States Navy in the 1950s and 1960s. The Grumman F-11 Tiger was used by the Blue Angels flight team from 1957 to 1969. The Sikorsky H-19 was a multi-purpose helicopter used by all branches of the military. The UH-1 Iroquois, also known as Huey, was used for medical evacuation by the U.S. Army. A Navy helicopter lifted the astronauts from the spacecraft and flew them to the Intrepid for medical examination and debriefing. Here is a flight jacket that a pilot would have worn. The propellers on the Intrepid would drive the boat up to 33 knots. Here is a model of the Intrepid during World War II. The U.S.S. Intrepid arrived in Pearl Harbor on January 10, 1944.
Here's a steam catapult, which is used to launch the planes off the flight deck. Catapults are used to launch planes off of flight decks. A catapult, much like this one, can launch a 45,000-pound plane from 0 to 165 miles per hour in less than 2 seconds. The bell on the Intrepid was used to keep track of time, and it also was used for ceremonial purposes.
The Intrepid was decommissioned for the final time on March 15, 1974. She was then supposed to be scrapped for metal and other usable parts, but she was saved by a campaign led by the Intrepid Museum Foundation. She is now a floating museum in New York City.